So we're going to move now to our last 8 contestants in our interview section. Again, thank you so much to our judging panel, our scrutineers and our chair, as well as our Honourable Acting Prime Minister, Selisiki Wasika, for being with us here today. Thank you to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience throughout the morning into the afternoon. It's great to have you all here. Contestant number 17, contestant Pigataha Fitu, Miss Apraxis Nuku'alofa and Restaurant. Next. Kia ora, Faonelua, Moimoi. The topic for us this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, is development of sport. Whakalakalaka I he tapakoia o sipoti. Mo paswa si mai, a Miss Apraxis Nuku'alofa and Restaurant.
There is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. In every heart, there is power to do it. A powerful quote by Marianne Williamson, which embodies my presentation today on the development of sport, whakalakalaka o sipotu. Development of sports is all about community and using sports to encourage social change with communal partnership. In Tonga, the sports division recognizes that sports develops social justice, health, and education. The division made a sports strategic development plan, its mission being to enrich the quality of life of all Tongans through the development of sport and active recreation. The division set initiatives including rugby and athletic workshops for coaches, launched sports teams, annual high school athletic competitions, and many more in support of this plan. I visited the Ministry of Internal Affairs seeking out questions for my research, and a significant change I believe is worth mentioning is how the athletic stadium is being improved in order to meet the requirements of the National Rugby League. This will allow us to have Mate Ma'a Tonga games here in Tonga, which is excellent for the community spirit. Following my read of the Tongan Sports Division annual report, I can see that the current status of development of sport in Tonga is heading towards a successful future. However, I wondered about the huge potential our Tongan people have to be successful in the athletic sphere. Because scientifically, we possess the genetic material that allows us to physically excel in comparison to other ethnicities. So why are we, more than just a handful of Tongans, recognized as the most prestige athletes? I whittled it down to lack of education within each sport. See, in New Zealand, the most successful high school rugby teams are European players. These players are able to play the game well up here and train all of this to match it, whereas our Polynesian players seem to rely on physical talent and lack it up here to execute the gameplay efficiently. This allows other players to surpass us, and this shouldn't happen. We should be pushing our athletes to work hard to close the gap between us and them. Tim Nockey once said, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Education is a key element missing in our athletes' future successes. Athletic workshops should not be limited to just coaches, as stated in the strategic plan for Tonga, but also for athletes. We must encourage the development of athletic intelligence, because it will be the reason that any one of our people have their signatures become autographs. To conclude, it's not enough for Tonga to be Masani in sports development today. It must excel forever. With the help of our communities, we must maintain the success of our sports division by always looking for ways to improve it. So I'll leave you with the same quote I began with. In every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. And in every heart, there is the power to do it. Malo people.
Thank you very much for a very passionate overview of sports and development. I see you're a law student, and as a lawyer, I have no sports background whatsoever. But I see you're quite resourceful, and you take the time to read some of the government's visions and aspirations of sports development. Can you identify for me one area in your reading that you think you can personally promote and support?
Paula, people for the question. I saw the area and they put in the output out, and for the output they had different goals. So one output was called, improved initiatives which communicate and encourage the benefits of involvement in low cost and high impact sports and active recreation are understood by the population. So within that, they did initiatives. And one of the initiatives was processing visa applications to the scholarships that people get from New Zealand. I believe that's an area that I could particularly help with, obviously studying law. And yeah, I'd like to encourage everyone to not only see Tonga as the Tongas I'm talking about here, I'm talking about the ones overseas. Because a lot of them, when they're playing rugby or when they're playing a sport, they're just like, I'm going to get a good hit and that's it. They're not thinking, okay, if I miss this good hit and I go that way, I can win the game, you know? So that's why I want to educate them with not maths or science, I mean educate them with rugby tactics and netball tactics and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you so much.
I think the next question, kind of similar to what I'm about to ask, is basically, I mean, you covered the whole range of issues and positive development in sports. But leaving Tonga and Italy side, rugby league, if you're given some funding, say use the $100,000 example, if you're given $100,000, which sport would you pick to actually support and why is that?
I would say netball. That is because I guess when I was writing my presentation, I was targeting it more to the male population with the whole physicality excelling sector. I would say it's netball because Samoa has a national team that travels around, and Fiji has a national team that travels around, but Tonga doesn't have a team that's Iloa as much as them. Like Samoa just versed New Zealand a couple of years ago, but when did Tonga ever do that? There are a lot of, I saw in the annual report, they had a lot of initiatives towards under 15s rugby team, under this and under that for rugby league, and there's no emphasis on the women who play sports. So I would put it towards women-related sports, and yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
Malo Pito, Mr. Practice, Nuku'alofa investment. Ngayon ang pagmamahita ng Faonelua, kaya kami na kuya ng Paula i takakuya o sipoti. Na fai foki ai e lave kuia o kumutau ka vei foki he ngai kalaka e sipoti o maluki ai totonu kuia kawa e ngā i he sipoti i kai ngata ai na fai foki ki konga e taha ke lave i mohono whakalelei o e whare mamata anga sipoti koe ko teu whai wā e lawa e ki ako sia ngai tu unga whakaha puianga o malawa e ki whakahoko e ngahi tau kuia mate matonga i tongani kai ngata ai na e ki Our baby and love kia for hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Pero kui kuna I foki he ngau e mālohi ai tale niti, o ka pau o kui kai ngau e mālohi ai tale niti ko ia. E o viu I ko ia sio sovaleni, o ka pau wangi kia tia panga taha kinu. Ko haa si poti whe o kuke loto ke whakakalaka I tōngani kone tari kia e ka neti koro. Ko ia mālo o pito, Mr. Practice Nuku'alofa Restaurant, o ka pito ngahi tari. Então vamos levar aqui a contestant Havalu, Miss Bow Fashion, Cristina Kimuana Malo Velocia. Foi cabelo com Cristina Aholi for Economica. Cristina will be talking to us today about the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Bow Fashion contestant number 18.
Arriving into Tonga, I felt like I was at home. I was born here, but I spent most of my life growing up in New Zealand. So being here on the land of my birth made me feel really proud. Driving home from the airport, I did not expect to see so many people selling goods and producers on their front lawn and on the side of the road. It made me understand a bit about why people send money back home to their families. Tonga's biggest income comes from remittances, at least $20 million a month. It's got me thinking about the economy here in Tonga and how we could improve it. So with my humble life experiences and my own point of view, these are a couple of my thoughts. One, having a great infrastructure. A prime example is the Nuku'alofa Wharf, a modern multi-purpose venue for many types of events. For example, conferences, business conventions, and even wedding receptions. We all know when it comes to wedding receptions, the Tongans go all out. It is these kinds of developments in Tonga that attracts business and tourism. Roads, telecommunication, transport, these are some of the elements of the infrastructure that helps develop the economy. Another thought around improving the economy here in Tonga, customer service. It makes sense because going to a store and you'd be treated well, and you would love to go back to that store and shop for more. But on the other hand, being treated with no respect, you wouldn't want to go back to that store, and most likely that store would lose a lot of business. If Tongan retailers and business invest in developing their staff, especially with customer service, business will increase. Tonga is well known as a friendly island. Let's try and keep it that way. So to recap, improving the economy here in Tonga with infrastructure, creating better facilities, services, and technology that will attract businesses locally and internationally. And with customer service, treating people well and giving them a great experience, which will encourage them to return. These are just a couple of my thoughts. Thank you for listening. Paula.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Paul Fishings, for the outline of the economy, and agree, endorse your presentation that Tonga could do better. We could improve our customer service, as you have emphasized. Quick question. At your arrival at the airport,
Yes.
what would you recommend to be improved?
When I arrived at the airport, I noticed that they have extended. It's not completed yet, but it has extended, and they're slowly improving. Because I remember coming to Tonga in 2014, we just had this small entrance. It wasn't too attractive, and I believe that it wouldn't bring as much tourists as it would now. And the more buildings that we have here, especially the airport, I think that with the airport is slowly improving. There's nothing else I would have changed, but to have more stores there that sell not only our cultural things, but everything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. You touched on customer service. I was involved with a agency that provided a lot of training to assist private sector. And customer service is a bit of a problem in this country. What do you think the missing link is? Because we are known as the Friendly Islands. And what can you do to help and promote and try to change our mindset when it comes to serving people and customer service?
That's a great question. Thank you. Well, improving the customer service here in Tonga. Back in New Zealand, we have not courses, but we work on our staffs. We work on the staff that work. We work on the staff's customer service. So if they were to be good enough for the job, they would take it. And I think here in Tonga, bringing together the employees, the boss managers, everyone together to talk about the customer service, building and creating new ideas, I reckon that it will build a bigger community to work on it. I think education. So it will start from education, customer service. Thank you so much.
Malo Albito, Miss Paula's Fashion, Christina Kinuana, Malo Velotia, with the topic of economy. Koia na kakavenga, koia Christina, koia ekonomika koia o Tonga. Nai whakahoko e ne kamatanga te whamatara, ke nai tukake ko ke i Musila. O na le tuta mai ki tongani o whatongai, ai ngahi pale, whakatau koloa, i he hala, i hala koia le malakawapuna ki koloni. Kai ngata ai no si ilo foki o pu lahe a whawhala e koloniko e whanuani i ngahi tāse iti me mōri. Ka koe o mo poine ua nei nofu ai ni whamatara, koe nai whakalakalaka i infrastructure, hange koe wafu tau whahau i te halapuna. Ai o malala ke whakahoko mai ki ai, ka katoa ka whai mara no ngai kore whenenisi. Te whika ua, koe tari kakai pe koe customer service ia, o ne lawe ai koe ka whoke ha e ria e malama ke haki a ki mo whale le iange, ai anga koe o tari kakai i whare koloa, mo ngai whale tari whanonga i he whanoani. Koe, malo au piko Miss Paula's Fashion, ai koe contestant whika ta wālu ia. Tau hopa ka rewa niki, contestant whika taha hiva. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 19, Miss Paul Sports, Lisieri, Tonga, Luciani will be talking to us on the topic of communications or te tutaki. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warmly welcome Miss Paul Sports.
Communication, whakahapa tupe e lea whakatona. Koe whetutaki, koe whaunga ia, hano awe ha whekau ki a taha. Pe ko hono whakaau, mo mahinga, ka e aunga rewa a whetutaki. Hono ngai whaunga mahinga e ni o peheni. Koe te tala noa o ngā we aki, ai lea, ki tātai o kakai, koe whanatai, malo e lele, malo e tau maa ki ana. Hono wa, koe tohi. Ko na i te tutaki o mata apule, hange koe bisinisi, koe ako anga, e mangahi ngā wera. Hono toru, koe telefoni, ko te tutaki o te ngā weraki, a teknosia, e te wade ange a te kau, koe whakahoko. Hono wha, koe te tutaki, ilo ata hai ai, mamani e kai niri, koe ngā weraki o Facebooka, kono whakawhonga i o tohi, koe ata mo lea, koe le tio, o wawe a pito ia, koe whakawhonga i te ato e iloa a tonga i hana mai tu waki. Te lawe ke he whonga, ke tutaki i he pōhini ki te heni. Uruaki, kono uiaki e whanona e peheni. Koe whono, kono uiaki e ngai whetu. Koe whono korofo o, mō katoa mai, tau whakataha ke holo e marata, e he ni maa e whiawhi. Malo, me he ofisa koro. Ko hono ua, koe ade o tohi, i he meiri. Nai whakahoko e ni he ngahi motu, o whaoe he he ki kapa piskete. Kai whakakakau mai hata. Ke whakafoki mo whekau, ke au he ki motu ko ia. Na e ui ia koe tinken peo. Pe koe meo. Ua, e whaikoe ni koe ia a whehe, koe whetutaki ia, e he taini koe, o ka ke maui ha whetu. Ka kono whai i he o hange koe a whai tonga, ni kono tae mai whawhangu, ka te whai a whetu. Ko tonga ni pe taha ku tae mai whawhangu, tau pehe pe tae mai whawhangu o tau usi loi, ko lotu, o kia mai whatongia, ko whai lotu putu, ko peha whatongia i he siasi, i he whamili, pe koe whanua o pau ke tau whakataha ki ai. Kono whakatoa rewa o te he, koe au mai whetutaki ki he takmamata, i he lea, e he tohi, i he telefoni, i he le tio, Ke tu wakia atonga ki tu apure ana. Pare mahau inga a fetu taki. Kangawe a fere te fetu taki. Elele tak mamata atonga. Ika inga tai ko tokonya fetu taki kene puke ai fa ika be Paula atonga. Ai au tau pore aki e ahani. Ia fa apa alo toto. Ai tau biba. Memang mahir ini ya. Tua ofa tu malu.
Pamalola dia tu ini pakai gigi ofa boleh dia mau ima efektif kaki tangan. Kau tu ima hal boleh ima betul betul tu kau petangkan dengan lawan anak atau football. Ai mau ima efektif kaki mau faham boleh ni biar pakai hek yang mari waktu di kau naik faham. Faham faham. Koe atu ke te hanga neo toi ki o mai haki fo i mea u ke ne hanga o koko whare ia ke ne hanga o toi whakare rei tau la tu la mea ko fua ko ia ko ui ha mea nei me niku o kulahe pito i marahi to hao ai ngā whamau i ngā i mai koroa tau whanua pea lawa ke awa i mai lao rea la Peka pau e teke mau ha mono ia ki tu mua ko ia ko misi ke ngala ko pili o te. Ko hea reo ha whawa mawhai ki mau ika he tutaki ka reki o maha ki karata e o te ki e tau whi o maki e rei ake. Maru.
Tuta ata te lau ki whai poini e tō o pehe. Kasaya te whafotunga. Esai fitu lagi. Kasai to ngaria, esai fitu lagi. Kasai to ngamui, esai fitu lagi. Kapataha e foi tolo ko ni, te alu moi a fitu. Pero fe a fitu te alu te tomani, te alu fa fonga e tomani ka ambasto a fitu. Ha e foi tolo ko ya, ai ko na tolo to pate iloi. He te lava ke fa makhe ke he. Ko tonga ki tau tau. Pati tau labai. Ke tala he kakai ato o ngai tonga. O ka kito ia Faonelua ia i mamani. E tatau mo tongani. Kau toi ayatu. Ka vei koura e wha. Ke wha tau. Tongi au tau roto. Ke paa angamaru. A wha apa-apa. Alo toto. A tame wha. Pea mai mamahi ina. Ko tui ko tare tu feu.
Pesa.
Neu gostar mai feu ia be Ricardo ia. Tui mo ki ia be ia tafa ki ta. Ai ko nahi fonga le e ko na ke to clave ia te ko na ta fu. Koi pena ke sio ne me tafa ke ta. Ko ha pau pare malah ko mo pai kai ni ngau e ko social media. Ha nai ha me ke be o tom ke fai ki fare e fo ma ngau e ki ke fetu ta.
Mama pe tra se o mai. Ko la bebe. Ko la fakato te na kapu. Anya ko ni ko la ki pe fo te lao. Hange ko ni ko ta fata ko telefon ni fa mata fa ki ta ko ni fa ki ta mai ki ta phone ma to be pe ka ta balu ko na to ya te na to mo fo ke lo telefon te ni fo ko fa no na ya e be ya kuna ai pe na to ke lo telefon ka pa ta foto e lao ma aki api ya ko ana e nga we ana pa te la ba le mai ki fa si e mai pa lo pare ma Pagotoi afata peya me uma lele ya kita kapa wato ta lele kita lele pe que no ake social media esa ye tesio e posti ma ope e ka ke negativi te la ope ato ta ko to ope o lele hake ya kita ko ya de malo.
Thank you very much, Ms. Paul. Sports there, Ms. Yeli Kafa, on the topic of communication. While our judges are completing their scores there, she was sharing on the topic of communication in terms of the 4 different elements that make up communication. That is, of course, speaking, writing, technology such as mobile phones, and also media through television, radio communication, as well as social media. She also shared about the old days of communication here in the Kingdom of Tonga, that of town officers who would go and call out verbally if there was a village meeting, or other parts of our kingdom such as Nuku'alofa with the tin can mail, or a form of getting letters to their delivery point, and also the lali or the log drum or the church bells or the bells in the villages to communicate a message. She also shared the importance of our appearance, our speech, and our lifestyle, which equals good communication, and also going on about the importance of limiting the age in terms of the use of mobile phones and social media to lessen the impact on the future of our society. Let's move now to contestant number 20. Contestant Pico Wanoa, Miss Paula Australia 2019, Anna Nastesa Moimoi. Renewable energy, ladies and gentlemen, we'll pass Miss Tonga, Australia.
Hello there, everyone. Today I will be presenting to you Tonga Masani Renewable Energy, or in Tongan, Ma'oangai Ma'o. Renewable energy is a source of energy that regenerates itself. So, for example, solar power, which we get from the sun is constantly rising every single day. So this is therefore what makes it renewable and unlimited for as long as the sun is up. Renewable energy is also an extremely important strategy to fight the negative effects of climate change. So it is therefore a global issue, not just an issue in Tonga. At the moment, Tonga has been using solar power. As you can see, there's a few solar farms there. And there's also a wind power farm, which is due to be commencing next week in Nuku'alofa, Tonga. And there are other sources of energy as well, which is hydro, biomass, engine, thermal power. But we don't have this in Tonga at the moment. So this is just a list of the current policies and laws that the government is using to actually help base off their plans for the future of renewable energy for Tonga. At the moment, the main source of power for Tonga is the power grids. So this is actually fueled by diesel, which is imported from overseas. The goal for the future is to hopefully switch this to become renewable energy powered instead. As you know, the goal, which is 50% renewable energy by next year, there are currently initiatives and projects in place with the government and Tonga Power Limited working together to get to this goal by next year. And with the help of overseas countries like Japan, with the wind power farm, and also donor partners like the Climate Change Fund from the United Nations. So there are a lot of benefits for our people in Tonga, not just for our people, but for our environment, and which also helps the future of Tonga as well. As you can see, if we do meet the goal of 50% renewable energy by next year, we'll actually have a decrease of 30% in our electricity and power bills. But more than that, it's actually what will keep Tonga Masani as well, and it will take care of our environment, not just for our people living in Tonga now, but for our future generations as well. Maloa people.
Very resourceful. And thank you for taking the time to do a bit of research. It's not the easiest of topics to cover. I see your background is in events management, and so this must have been presented it very well. Now, this is the same question to the United States residents who are here as well. You come from Australia. Australia's bloodline is coal and those other resources. So what would you do when you went back home, given the experiences here last week and this week, to promote the renewable energy sector to the Tongan community or to the Australian government, if you're able to?
So there are actually already global groups that help do this in Australia, such as Pacific Climate Warriors. They are a huge group of Pacific Islanders that work together to not only promote to our Australian people and all over the world that climate change is an emergency issue, but they also are trying to let our government know that we need to stop our coal mining, such as the Adani coal mine, which we're fighting to stop at the moment. I would definitely work with them back in Australia, and not only them, but the Tonga youth ambassadors in Australia who are actually speaking to the government. That's their opportunity to fight for our islands and for the future, and so that we can hopefully stop these coal mines from going ahead and switch to renewable energy.
For your presentation. Renewable energy is of great interest to me because it's the focal area of the European Union in Tonga. If you will be crowned Miss Tonga, Miss Heilala for 2019, you have mentioned that hydro is not yet one of our renewable energy used here in Tonga. And rightfully so, because unlike our neighboring country of Samoa and Fiji, we lack the waterfall and all these other assets of hydro that we can use here in Tonga. When you're crowned 2019 Miss Heilala, how can you advocate to donors to invest more in renewable energy since they have other priorities?
Thank you for the question. With renewable energy in Tonga, we would actually, I think the best thing to do would be to train our young leaders to actually go and negotiate and go and speak to our donors and advocate for all our people here in Tonga's renewable energy for the future. I would definitely, if I was to become Miss Heilala, yes, I would become one of those advocates, but there's already so many young leaders here that just need that little push or that little bit of more education in how to communicate, in how to speak to those donors and negotiation skills to get those funds grants.
Tomawa to kia Miss Tonga Australia, Anna Mailei, ai ko ne kawe ngā he ahoni ko renewable energy, ko e maonga ihi e mawanga te whakafo le na lawe whokia ki he ngahi maonga ihi ke ke hange ko e ihi ko ia nei he ko le loe la a, ko solar power, pe whoki ki he ngahi peau e tahi, ka maa whoki ai matangi, o le maonga ihi ke ke, whakanatula pe o maa ange, ke pautoroaki e atakawe koe hota ki whonua. Ane lawe whokia ki he tamu a kuia e tapuia na Tonga, ki hono ngawe aki ai ngai maonga ihi whakanatula ki he waki pe seti manoa i he taukahau a whenua noa. Nai no ngai whihui ia o whekau aki e pēr moe me whoroku no whoki a Anna i Australia. Te koe hāhawhenga whekau te whakahoko i Australia ke te ke e kore Australia ke liu whoki nao ngahi tutuni ngā oe koe uhi koe ngahi ue sia he Pasifiki whekau aki pēr moe pe moe mawanga i te nai lawe whokia ki he grupo kui loa Pacific Climate Warriors a koe nao tolu i Australia koe tō tupu Pasifiki Tonga Haamoa Fisi ngai matakari ke o kuna whakahoko ngahi laka whakahaha loto i ngahi kolonua Australia kono tau ka vea whakalinga koe ni ke whasisi hono ngawe aki e ngahi kiri anga malala i Australia hangi ko Adani he whaifanua Queenslandi koe uhi ke whetongi o whaiha whakakaukau a Australia ki he Pasifiki o ka hao koea o maamani fuipe. Kai ke he mawa o pito Anna e mo whamatala whakawhowhana ki o mai he ahoni. Ta hoa atoni ki he contestant whiku wa taha. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant 21 is Miss Praxis New Zealand 2019, Genevieve's topic today is drugs awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together for Miss Praxis New Zealand 2019.
Hello, my name is Genevieve and I'm addicted to ice, marijuana and heroin. In respect for the people of the land in which I reside, I acknowledge the mana and the tikanga. To acknowledge the people of this land, I would like to grace you all here today. Ko e whakarena lea he ahoni, ko e whakatokanga i whai to'o kona tātou tonga. Allow me to reiterate for you my topic in English. Drug awareness here in Tonga. I will address this topic using three main points. The first, the nature of drugs. Second, the direct and indirect influences. And third, how Tonga can bring awareness to this very issue. Allow me to begin by discussing the very topic of drugs. Drugs is defined as a substance that has a physiological effect when introduced into the body. Effect. The key word into understanding the extent our bodies can endure when using these substances. Our people's first contact with drugs was through European voyages, trafficking and smuggling in the early 80s. Foreign countries had also played a big role in this, and after Tonga became a medium of drug transportation, our addictions rose. This brings me to my second point, the direct and indirect influences this issue has on our people. According to a senior official at Heilala Hospital, there are 1,000 admitted drug addicts, with the numbers still rising, and the majority of that are our youth. 1,000 addicts means 1,000 influences for our country not to ignore. So how can you implement awareness when half the country is or knows somebody who was a drug addict? It's simple. Half a country can become this direct influence to our people. We all know the saying, it starts at home. And in this case, it really does. Prevention not only starts with our parents, but our extended family, our close friends, and so on. Prevention starts when you talk to the person, listen to the person, understand the person, and can teach the person alternate ways in dealing with the cause of the drug addiction. This leads me to my final point, how we have implemented drug awareness here in Tonga. Fortunately, the fight against illicit drugs has been a key priority for our government recently. And according to the Minister of Police, Moimoi, we have 3 new solutions that we are trying to implement. The first, an agreement with the New Zealand and Fiji police to set up a national drug steering committee. 2, an outreach and awareness program where our people are able to take charge and be educated on what it is to maintain a safe and drug-free environment. And 3, rehabilitation centers that accommodate addiction and further coordinate education plans within our schools. It is important to understand that drug use is present within our people, but the only way we can address it is by openly discussing it. So instead of watching our people struggle through this issue, we need to accommodate and facilitate a solution through love, through our ambition to grow, and through simply just reaching out to understand. Every solution counts. Every helping hand counts. Our people's lives count.
Thank you for that presentation. You mentioned like the 3 steps you would like to see. In Tonga, which is past the 2019-2020 estimate, basically the budget for government. If you're given the resources, funding, which area would you put it in mind?
I would use the money or the budget to put it in the area of our youth, because like I said, our youth they are the continuation of the future of our people, of our Tongan country. I would make or create programs that help bring awareness. I would help them to understand the importance it is to maintain being safe or drug-free. I will also give the youth the opportunity to go out to our community and to portray these kind of programs. Not just me, but I will get the people of our country, so that when other youth see that our own people are implementing this drug awareness, they're able to be like, okay, I can do it too. I also believe that there is a cause and effect for everything. And a lot of the time, our youth do not have anything to do, or they're bored, or they don't have work, like how our fellow sisters talk about unemployment. And it's all a linked domino effect, that is a flow effect of that. So I believe if we implement also other programs such as prayer evenings, programs that our youth can use their time on, they will not resort to these things such as drugs. But I would concentrate mainly on the youth, because if the youth can present this awareness, it will carry on to the younger generation and so on. So once it starts with the youth, it will carry on to the younger siblings. siblings, the siblings after that, and so on. My love.
Thank you very much. I'm from the little village just in town here behind Skorofasa. We deal with drug issues on an everyday basis to the point that we're trying to avoid our young GPS primary school kids being runners for these drug dealers. If you will become Miss Heilala this year, how will you use your peers, support groups, and your population to be responsible enough to protect the young people from drugs?
Like I said, it is important to focus on our youth, and in this case, the younger generation of our youth. I would still implement these little youth programs for them to be a part of. It's not just Ovaingas, it could be sports days, it could be going out days where they are using their time to be within the community and not just having to. So like you said, they are being runners, or they will be runners if they do not use their time wisely. So I believe if I did, as a youth leader back in New Zealand, if I did implement little programs that can use their time and make have interests that they're interested in, they will obviously choose to go to these Ovaingas, they will choose to go to these outing days instead of using their time to do other things. So I would obviously create all these small little programs, sports days, Ovaingas, movie days. We can go out and do sightseeing so that our children will be sucked into this and think, that's fun, I would rather go and do that than worry about hanging out here.
Mr. Praxis New Zealand 2019, Genevieve O'Mee, with the topic there of drug awareness. Aveiga pele ngesi o tau whanua, peko palpole malahi foki kanata te ki tongani, ka koe Pasifiki te Moimoi foki. Ka ke hea lawe foki a ki he nā tura koia mano ngāwe aki koe whai tōpuna tāpu, pe he foki he ngai influences koia I he tau hakutupu koia o e whanua. Nā lawe foki a ki he ngahi whaunga ia malama ke whakahopa ngahi porokalama ma ai tōtuku I tongani, ke ngāwe ake e tōtuku, moena o taini, ke nau influence ai ka ua e whanua, ake ngai proklama sipoti, hangi koe pōwa inga ngai au sipoti mo mea, ke te moe kina ki ai tau whanau ke oua e iai hana o taini ata ke nau kau e ngahi mea koe ni hangi koe whai tokona tapu. Kai ke he malo au pito, whamalo te kia Miss Praxis New Zealand 2019. We'll move along right now to contestant number 22, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to welcome Miss Ministry of Infrastructure, Ophelia Monica Ikemarata Ikana. Ophelia's topic today is gender equality. Please welcome Miss Ministry of Infrastructure.
Maloa again. And good morning. I am so grateful for this opportunity that I have to share with you my presentation, and it will be based on gender equality. I will be based and talk about two things, which is how does Tonga Masani program and infrastructure promote gender equality in terms of economic, social, health, and environment perspective. What is gender equality? Of course, you have your own definition. But just let me give you this. Gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. For me personally, gender equality is about equal share for men and women. I believe that men and women together will build a strong and happy family, and most especially, Tonga Masani. As you all know, the United Nations has a goal of gender equality. Not only them, but here in Tonga we have a Tonga Strategic Development Framework which emphasizes a more inclusive, sustainable and empowering human development with gender equality. Our government has a target regarding gender equality, and it is to promote gender equality and empower women. How can we improve gender equality? I believe by implementing the government's gender development policy and ensuring a more balanced and effective engagement by both men and women in decision-making, social, economic, and political institutions. How does Tonga Masani program promotes gender equality? Apart from our culture, history, and you see interests that will attract tourists to visit Tonga, I believe that the tourists will determine to look at how Tonga's attitude regarding gender equality in order for them to visit our beautiful island. Tonga Masani Miss Pageant program is also a program that promotes gender equality. Instead of emphasizing rugby, emphasizing more things that about boys, they promote that we women can do more. We can get out of our comfort zone. We can stand our ground to show that we can be leaders as well. We can be recognized by the government. Tonga Masani Connection, this program engage men, women, as we all know that in villages they have to clean up the villages, and this allow men and women together to work towards achieving a healthier environment and a happier family. Infrastructure, a tribal of gender equality in Tonga. As you all know, under the Ministry of Infrastructure, there are 4 sectors, which are marine ports, land transportation, civil aviation, and engineering. Currently, they are opening doors for women to employ, that have the skills to be part of this work, which is traditionally or culturally meant for men. In conclusion, because my time is finished, I believe that we women have a value. We're unique in our own way. I believe that gender equality is in the interest of countries, including Tonga, also men and women. It is a win-win situation for men and women to be free and happy. Although we have some areas that need gender equality improvement and also laws to adjust and review in order for us, men and women, to have equal opportunities to all things.
Thank you very much, Otile, for that very empowering presentation. Women can do anything, right? So you touched on your presentation that there are still areas that needs to be improved. How can you help promote these areas, and what are some of these areas that you would pick to try and improve more?
Thank you for the question. I believe that two of the areas that I believe that needed gender equality or improve in gender equality is leadership roles. As we all know, in the ministry, government ministry, most of the CEOs and ministers are men. And it's only the HODs and the below ranking posts are available for women. I believe that as we emphasize that women can lead, because we have the skills, I believe that we do have the skills, we just have to have the desire and the courage to step out and be what our Heavenly Father is expecting us to do in this world. And I also believe that Parliament is one of the concerns here in Tonga, because, as was mentioned before, there are only 2 representatives which are women. I believe that if we make a law, not for women to vote for women, because they might not vote for them, but to make a law 50-50, 50 for men, 50% of seats for women, 50% of seats for men. In that, there is no chance that women will vote for women. We don't need to build trust. Of course, we need trust. Sometimes we just look down at other women, and it's not right. So I believe that we need improvement in that.
Thank you, Tina. I join my colleague panelists in agreeing that this is probably the most important topic and presentation. As mentioned earlier, I am from the Asian Development Bank. Operations in Tonga, we are spending up to about $100 million US in renewable energy. and I wanted to share two very positive experiences. Tonga Power Limited first is now employing more women than they had in the external outdoor engineering, climbing lectures and truck drivers, machinery drivers. And the experience they've shared is the men tend to break these machines faster. And the women, because of their soft, feminine, peculiar touch, is more providing a better outcome. And secondly, all these extended renewable energy to the outer islands provide better opportunities for women, community handicraft, instead of just sunlight. They now have extended working hours into the night to complete towards the cause of everyday income generation. So that's where I bring with you and ask you how you can encourage women to make use of these opportunities. What would be the two things you would say to women out there, in addition to the 50% parliamentary seats?
Thank you. I believe that two things that I need to encourage other women is to have faith in yourself. Know who you are. We women sometimes look down on ourselves instead of putting ourselves up, because we have different skills and different abilities to do things. And if men can break the machine faster than us, so can we. There's nothing wrong with believing in ourselves and knowing who we are, because it will take us to the top. And also, one thing is to I think for women to know that no one can do what you can, because I believe that the good men that we have in the country within Tonga, they become the best men because of the mothers that they come from. And mothers are women, they're not men. So we young ladies can promote and push the girls, because we are examples for the young ones, that we can come out of the comfort zone and be proud of ourselves and tell men that we can also do what they can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Miss Ministry of Infrastructure, Otile Monika Limamata Inkani. On the topic of gender equality, koe kawi ngā ia, koe gender equality, koe potatau, ngā hito tonu koe ho eki tangata mo ho eki whawhine. Pea nai lawe whokia ki he shata koe ai kautaha taha māmani ki UNA, o te kau aki mo e tau mua, I he whanua kotoa peo māmani ki I nasta tau ka kai whewhine mo kai tangata I ngā whainga maari e tatau pe kai ngata pe I he ngā ue, kamata mei api pia I society whakarufua. I tonga koia, nei whai whoke awawe koia ai tau ki testi koni koto kilosi, a Ministry of Infrastructure, ki maho inga koia kono whakatoko lahiange ai kau pule I ngahi potu ngā winga pēni ki he CEO, so ngahi potu ngā ue puianga, ki hai kakai whewhine I ngahi potu I ngahi lakanga koe ni. He kone tue tai nini, toko wahi kakai tangata, kau puiei pē ai ngahi tau kei, ai kau wiki whawhine o e whanuani. Kai ngata ai, nai mo toko tuku e taha, ke te sete I manoa I ngai sia I he wharealea, e tuku ma kehe pē mai ho wiki whawhine, te sete I manoa lewa, ai ho eki tangata. He niongo ia, I keke malawa he pureanga, whakamalohi ai kakai whawhine whanua, ke whiri he uka te teiti whawhine o atatape. Ko ka pau pēse I manoa, mahino lewa ia, na pakapanga maari he lewe ato kuia, ai kau mai ho eki whawhine mo ho eki tangata, I hono whalele kuia, a whalelea o Tonga I he kahau. Kai kehe, malawa pido ko e contestant ia whika o ua, ta hoka ato lewa eni ke contestant whika o atou. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to contestant 23, Miss Tire Runner Expenses Australia. Ina Rolani Chanel Liu. Koe kawenga kuia Miss Tire Runner Expenses Australia. Sustainable Tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, mo paswasi mai a contestant whika o atou.
The things that come to mind when I think of sustainable tourism are ways it should be looked after to make sure it will not only grow and provide, but it will also benefit to the nature and her people. I have 3 points of sustainable tourism. First one is our culture. Our culture arts, our customer. We must find ways to maintain our culture fiber and customers from the influence of other popular arts that will see us lose our unique in the Pacific and our apply to the outside world. Second, our nature heritage. We must be sure that we look after our madani and our ocean and land. These are some of the most prized attention to the world and must be maintained to be sure it will stay that way. Third, finance side of tourism. To keep Tonga as a design, it will cost money and a lot of it, but it will make money too. Therefore, we must put plans in places that will not only generate money to maintain our price attention but benefit all involved. Lastly, all criminals. I think we need to keep criminal rating down. There's another thing that affects tourism. Bullet 1 is drugs, bullet 2 is murder, and bullet 3 beating of tourism. It is getting out of control here in Tonga. Right now, and the tourists will have that in mind when they plan to visit Tonga. This is to me some of the key facts to a sustainable tourism if we are to remain and attack in the Pacific. We must look within our own border, and we will find ways to not only make Tonga a high destination to travel worldwide, but also maintain it for future generations. To be proud of the Kingdom of Tonga, my Lord people.
Thank you very much, Faonelua. It takes courage to be able to stand up and do what you just did, and you did an excellent job. So, just one suggestion. Say the Minister of Tourism is still here. What's an advice from you? Something that we need to do to make our tourism sector better. Just one advice from you. Something that you've seen here in Tonga that needs to be improved.
The thing that needs to be improved here in Tonga is travel buses. Traveling around Tonga, like this Nuku'alofa with the Heilala rockers. I have never traveled around Tonga. The only place I know is the Heilala rocks, but I wish I had traveled around Tonga for the first time on the buses. My Lord, Latu.
very much. I see from your bio that you're representing your family's business, and I think that's a very good thing because sustainable tourism also involves a lot of small family businesses. I also see you moved to New Zealand maybe just in the last 10 years. Can you share with us one thing that you see is a positive change since you left Tonga in 2003 and you're now coming back as a contestant?
Thank you for the question. So when I left to Tonga, everything here in Tonga was different. There was no buses. Everyone just walked around to their family. There was no cell phone as well. They would even use like papers, like to just sit your paper there. But once I came back to Tonga, there were buses. Everyone around here in Tonga was using cell phones to contact each other. Because like, I remember when my mom told me how I remember how my grandma used to be with me. She would always tell me how in the older days they never had any cell phone. They would always make a meeting to go and meet somewhere with family and make sure that they had all the information for the next day. But now, since my grandma is not with me right now, I miss her really badly. Watching me performing my speech. And I love it.
Miss Expenses Australia in Olangi on the topic of sustainable tourism. Ai ka venga kuia Miss Taiwan Expenses Australia ko hono pau tolo aki ai take mata I tongani ko mai fonga take mamata I tuula hoko ai te ai he tunga ko ia na e ki lave ia ki he tafa aki o ngai to tonu o pe hawa ka o falau e eva ki tongani na o aki na o se ni I heni o kai na ko ai ihi o mama fa o pito ki ati na o tolu o fa fe ho na ki ngai fonua ke mama ni te na o eva ki ai ki ma o pe ke tēnā pasi o whakatau ki tonga ekonomika tongani mo se ni te koe na whamuia me muri. I kai ngata ai e whasisi I koe na he mau lao me tuma koe whaihia I tongani. Pea nei mo ki konga na e whihui e taha koe hata whaaki e taha te whalelei ai I he taha koe ni ki he sustainable tourism. Kone tari ki ai ke whalelei ane ai whewhanonga aki pasi ki ngahi mātanga o whanua o hange koe hāmonga kuia I New Taua. E whika ua na ne lawe whokia talu e ne mawahi ni tongani I he tauawhi mātoru. O ne maratui a lea koe ne e ne kui o si maha o pehe koe taimi fuoloa ne keke a telefoni tō o ia. Os mahino pe I he whemahino aki ai whamiri ko haho ngahi te teo ki aho e taha. Ka tai nini lahe o piti whawhawawa kakai ki telefoni tō o ki he whitutaki o ke he ia ne taimi whai fuoloa. Kai whamau ato ki a Miss Taiwan Expenses Australia e ma whamatau whaoka I he whakamini. Which brings us now to contestant 24. Now contestant 25 has not yet arrived in the kingdom I've been told, so this will be our last contestant for our interview this afternoon. This is contestant number 24, ladies and gentlemen. Now she's waited all day to be the last person to go, so please give her the time and respect and the welcome she deserves. Miss Lady Maria Tonga Australia 2019, Teresa Kamausu Mapineko. Her topic today, she'll be talking to us on agriculture, ladies and gentlemen. More pasipasi mai contestant ko waka Miss Lady Maria Tonga Australia Wake Matahiba.
Malo lele, everyone. Today I will be telling you guys a story about the evolution of agriculture here in Tonga, specifically focusing on crop farming. Once upon a time, not long ago, oh wait no, really long ago, in the kingdom of Tonga, there lived a farmer named Sione who lived with his beautiful wife, Mele, and their daughter, Moana. To feed his family, he had to plant a lot of fruits and vegetables. This included sweet potatoes, dalo, and plantains. This is what you call subsistence farming. Now, the sole purpose of subsistence farming is for one's own use, so like growing food for your family, different to commercial agriculture. One day, when Sione was touring the back of his house, his backyard, he remembered the Inasi festival, the presenting of the best crop to the king. So he vowed that he would grow the largest, most beautiful, most nutritious yam in all of the land. He wanted the best for the king, so he chose the yam because it was known to be the most noble crop. So, every year Sione would move to new land, regardless of whether the crops on the previous land were harvested or not. This was so that he could grow more crops and give him a better chance of creating or growing the best ufi in Tonga. Years of hard work went by and he finally grew the best yam. And he was so excited to present it to the king. The king was pleased, and so he rewarded Sione for his great and hard work. Today, Sione's great-grandchildren carry on this tradition of subsistence farming. However, subsistence farming and even commercial farming are facing serious challenges, and this is because of Tonga's growing population and the incline of migration trends. So there is a demand in more food and also less fallow ground. Less fallow ground also means minimal fallow periods. And if we have minimal fallow periods, that also means we're ultimately exhausting the soil. But do not fret. Sione's great-grandchildren will find a solution very soon. The end.
Maybe you can refer to Sione's great-grandfather. How would you promote the agriculture sector to women, getting them to participate more in this very important sector for Tonga's economy?
I would, to promote the agricultural sector to women, I would educate them on the importance of nutrition, because nutrition is important for all of us, right? And so agriculture has a big part in nutrition, and we all want to look good and we all want to be healthy, and as women we do need to take care of our bodies, right? So I would educate them on the nutrition that we need, and once we are educating our women on the nutrition that we need, for example, it's not actually 5 fruits a day that we need to eat. It's actually 9 to 13 servings as recorded by the World Health Organization. So once we are educating our women on what nutrients we need to become more healthier, to become more fit, and to become the best versions of ourselves, and to have the best well-being that we can, they will get more involved into the agricultural sector.
Thank you again for the presentations. I think we can all agree that each and every contestant looked fabulous today. As part of Sione's great-grandchildren solution, how can you improve the packaging of our agricultural produce to sell better at the market? Things like gato manioke, that's the old great. How can you modernize it to today? And similarly, yam and other produce.
So at the moment, in the agricultural section, 95% is actually subsistence farming, so growing foods for our family, and 5% is commercial agriculture, so the selling of food to make profit. And if that is the case, that means we really do need to maintain and sustain good agriculture here in Tonga. ways I could improve it would be our imports. Because at the moment we're not doing too well in exporting our foods, our fruits and vegetables, but if we are importing food from other countries and making profit off of that, we can also use that profit to advertise for the food that we have here. And when we're advertising for the food that we have here, it's going out to more about to our people and even internationally, so that people overseas in America, Germany, Canada can also be buying into our market. Malo.
Brilliant. Just lastly, extension. How can you do equivalence to a manioc in eyebrow doing or a hair doing, that makes the manioc more attractive in the shops?
Well, I would interlink this with tourism. Obviously, I think we should invest more into our advertising, making it look more appealing, and when we do, it's going to go out to the public, and even word by mouth is very, very powerful today. And we can use media as well to advertise, and yes, Mother.
Great.
Kuya whamawako ki ke tesen tipu a wha, Ms. Lady Maria Tonga, Australia 2019, Teresa Tamausu Mawhireo, te wakaringa kuia o agriculture te Faonelua. Rāta toki a Teresa ia ki historia o tukuanga kuia e ngawe i tō kanga. E nane whakatāta aki a ki tawa noa pe ki whananga o wheka aki mo Sione, pe mohono loto ke tō e kaho lahi taha ke adi ia koe polo polo ki e tamatu ia. Pea au ki aho e taha, hi ospe ngahi tapu, pea mao e kaho lahi taha, e ne awi e ki tamatui, pea mokoia whina ngalo e tamatui, pea hiri ko ia, ko e taimini, ko e moko puna, hiwa hongo fulu te au, ko e whangahako koe ni o Sione, o ku au mo ui he rongo tō ngani, ku nau tōru ia, ku nau hoko atu, ai ngau e koe ni i tō kanga. Nai mai tihu i ke hiukulu aki, whikau aki, ke whaka ai a ka kai whine ke kau mai i seki toa koe ni o ngou e koe tō kanga. Te nai whoke lawe ia a Teresa ia o mahu inga ke a koe e ho e ki whawhine i api whikau aki mo ngahi vesti polo tona ke tau mao mo ui mea e koe hi o ka pau ki ai hawhenga ilo ko ia ma ilo lahi ange ki he mahu inga ngai vesti polo ke he mo lele ia ki he mo ui ho tau sino. E malawa lera e ka kai whine o whie toa ngahi a kau koe ni iho nau api ke hoko o koe tawhoni ke whawhanga ake nau whamini. Koe whiu iho no ua whikau aki pe mo e u whama pe sete pe nima ia o ngou e tō ngani o whakatau atu ki e māketi i muri. Mahu inga au pita o ka pau tau utu mai ngai kolo me muri, toi mahu inga ange ke tuu aki ki muri, ai ngai koloa e malawa ki uta atu nei tō ngani ki e māketi i tua puri anga. Kai kene, mahu au pita o Teresa, pia mo e whamatawa whaofa he ahoni. O ka taki te tupange mai whanga mai e koe ni ke toi whamanatu atu ki a tika mō tōru, ai ngai kau taha mga bisinesi, he nawanga o wha, me nau pōpō mai ki hui ke he lawa a tō ngā ko lawa, e tō lawa lei whoki, ai tau whi au hitu a tau kātua ngā kuia koe tāuni. Our lead sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is the Government of Tonga, and particularly the Ministry of Tourism, Fiji Airways, Real Tonga Airlines, the NBA Bank, our platinum sponsors, Digicel Tonga, the Tonga National Reserve Bank, the Bank of the South Pacific, Tonga Power Limited and the Ports Authority, not forgetting our golden sponsors, Waste Authority Limited, Office Equipment, Tonga Water, and the Embassy of the People's Republic of China here in Nuku'alofa, Tonga. Our silver sponsors, Sunshine Rental Cars, National Reserve Bank, Nishi Trading, Fexco Tonga Limited, Universal Clinic, and KCT Wear, Asco Motors and TCC, and our supporting sponsors Tofa Ramsey, Fresh Tea Design, Pacific Energy, Kingdom Travel Centre, Coca Enterprises, JH Electrical, and of course Little Italy. Ko kina tolo koe ngai pisinisi I naonga ofa ko lava ai tau te auhi pe tau kātonga wiki Heilala kuia o tau ni wate ma tahiwa. Te konga whaosi kuia o tau polokalama. Ko whai whoki ai tatongia, pe mua ngāo e koini, ai kau whamamaho, pe whoki he sea, pe mua kau scrutineers koe ha ahoni, ki ona whamamaho opo opo e ngahi poini, pe kuna whiri ai, e toko nima koia, o tuki mua I he tawha koini o e whaka eke eke. It's not in any particular order, this is just the girls that scored the top 5 out of all the all of our contestants for this part of the pageant, which is the interview segment. Before I go to read those scores, again a reminder to our girls, straight after this we'd ask if you could all come out to the front for a group photograph, if that's okay. And then after that we'll catch the bus over to the Queen Salaka Memorial Hall, and then families can pick you up privately from the Queen Salaka Memorial Hall. Whamalatu atu, o se koe ni e whakahoko ai tāwha kurupu koe ka Whenimoi, pe hiri ko ia, kore atu ki ka Whenimoi, ka te tau heka pasi, me heni ki he holo whamanatu Queen Salaka ke whakahoko ai hana i te teo, ki he programa ko a Pongpongi, ka kore atu hene ki he whaamile ka Whenimoi, ka taki te o tiki nao tolu me he holo whamanatu Queen Salaka. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look now at our scoreboard and see who is our top 5 in no particular order for our program today. So just in any random order, we have our top 5 contestants for the interview, pre-pageant interview, Miss Salone Accounting Services, Miss Makahokovalu, Miss Apraxis Nuku'alofa and Restaurant, Miss Tonga Australia 2019, and Miss Apraxis New Zealand 2019. Pōpō me New Zealand, nā heni he ahoni, ke wata whamalo ki ka Whenimoi kotoa pēna nā kau mai, whamalo atu ki ka whamao, ke maa hoki ai sea, te he whaka pursuitineers, ke whamalo ma kehe pē kia teki mō tō hau eki mō kāinga, o ma whakatā koe ho mō taingi ki mō mea mai ki he sentā Faonelua he ahoni. Kore atu heni ki a whaiwhikao Palestini Moala, ke kātaki pē o mea mai ke whakahoko e tau loto tuku, te kore lava ia ai tau whatongia koe a ki he ahoni. Wata whenga marupini ki a Palestini Moala, kātaki pē o mea mai ke whakahoko e tau loto tuku. I'd like to call on President Moala to kindly make your way to the front to conclude our proceedings in a word of prayer. Thank you very much. Ko toi paspasi mai e kau Whenimoi kotoa pē ke kau mai he
Presidente Moala, ko ka tau Moala bine. Kore kei tau kukuio tau lotu, mai wa whamalo ko klama le hei ki. E leisa tau e Jesus Christ, ko whai tole tamai, e ula mai maa reo ni, ko loko whai tupau tau, ora i whai tau tāka.
With the hoko ai tātaka kurupu. With all our listening our contestants, you can kindly make your way to the front for our photo, please.
We're doing Germany.